You just came off a retreat and you're just like, it's so high. Like, do you know if your retreat actually landed with your retreat attendees? I know that they probably hugged you goodbye. I know that they're like, oh, I love this, to your face. But did you collect like an anonymous feedback form to maybe get some like really juicy feedback? Because what I see from coaches planning their own retreats and their own events, sis, you could do so much better. It could be easier on you, and literally you could charge more. So hear me out. If you've hosted a retreat before and you're just like, you know that you did great, but you also know things weren't quite what you wanted, coaches don't refine. They just like repeat, or they completely start over from scratch. They go to a completely different idea or topic, basically reinvent the wheel. And you don't have to do that. There's lessons learned so you can refine for the next one. Even if you're teaching something different, the overall structure of retreats are pretty much the same if done well. Here's the thing, I've also seen people exit high ticket masterminds. They stop showing up for calls. They don't re-enroll in whatever program they've been in for years because they went to your retreat and it's like this silent ghost. They're like, this is not it for me. You were not it for me. This was not how I envisioned spending $8,000. This is not what I thought it would be, and it felt icky. That's what we're trying to eliminate from when you plan, host, and launch your retreat. And the first place you start is the feedback form, an anonymous feedback form, because you really want the juicy guts of what they actually thought the event was. Because when you get to the juicy guts of what they actually thought, that's where the real change can happen. Because you know inside as a leader, like what you wish you would have done differently. And that's usually around trainings. And then you're going to look at hopefully solid feedback in the feedback forms from the attendees to look at structurally, how did this event go? Where did they see the mess ups? Because that's what you really want to do. Every event is always going to have a hiccup or two. You want to make it so the attendees don't know the difference. So inside of Retreats on Repeat Academy, I stress these few things to do when you just come off of your retreat and you want it to be better next time. Quite literally, this is the stuff that I go over in Retreats on Repeat Academy, because refinement is key if you want to keep growing your authority and you don't want people to ghost out of your programs and then wondering why. Because the point of a retreat is client retention. It is another stepping stone to keeping them in your coaching offers and increase their lifetime value. And if people exit immediately after the retreat, if they don't post about the retreat, if they are just not around anymore, then that's a solid indication that something happened, and you really want that feedback to figure out what you could do to rectify the situation, call them back in, and then also so you don't do it again, because that's part of the battle, is knowing, right? If you're hosting a retreat in 2026, please head over on Instagram, slide into my DMs, or click the link in my bio. Join Retreats on Repeat Academy. This is an entire pillar of my planner formula where we go in deep on how to actually host retreats that sell effortlessly, but also feel good inside and get a transformation.